In a small, cramped classroom at Brandy Secondary School in Wewak, East Sepik, the morning sunlight filtered in through faulty louvers. Students chattered excitedly as the teacher pinned exam timetables to the blackboard. Among them sat Joseph, a quiet boy from a humble Sepik village. His uniform was faded, shoes worn, and his school bag carefully mended by his mother's hands. He felt out of place amid classmates with new textbooks and fancy gadgets. Yet, in that same room sat Maria, a bright, confident girl from Wabag in Enga province, comfortable in her privilege. While others whispered and mocked Joseph, she offered him her lunch when he had none, and he carried her books home after school. Their friendship bloomed, two worlds intertwined. As months turned into terms, exam time arrived. Results were posted, and students swarmed around the board, cheering. Maria's eyes shone. She had passed into grade 11 at Brandy Secondary. She turned to Joseph, but his expression told a different story. His name was missing. He remained frozen as the celebration roared around him. Maria hugged him, but the embrace felt distant. In that moment, Joseph's world fractured. Gradually, Maria began drifting away. Her parents, focused on her bright future, urged separation. One afternoon, she told him, "I passed, you didn't. Maybe it's better we stop here." He forced a smile, though tears burned behind his eyes. Soon after, Maria found comfort in Daniel, a boy from Simbu. Joseph saw them laughing together in the dusty schoolyard, Daniel's arm across her shoulders, and quietly turned away. With nothing left at Brandy, Joseph returned to his Sepik village. Behind their bush house, he made his new classroom, clearing weeds, planting cocoa seedlings, and food crops under the relentless Sepik sun. Hands blistered, back aching, he worked tirelessly. Where others saw failure, he saw the rich red earth offering opportunity. When harvest finally came, Joseph carried cacao and bananas into Wewak Market, setting up on a worn mat beneath colorful umbrellas. The air was thick with the fragrance of tropical produce, taro, and woven bilum bags. One afternoon, as he hawked his goods, a shiny vehicle pulled up. Maria and Daniel stepped out, dressed smartly. Daniel smirked, loud enough for Joseph to hear, "From school uniform to market man." Maria laughed, uneasy. Joseph kept his head down, eyes locked on his produce, refusing to surrender to shame. Years passed. His cocoa trees matured and bore fruit. He dried beans and sold them to exporters. Slowly, income trickled in. With perseverance, he began acquiring some basic things he needed: tools, supplies, and simple necessities to help him work more efficiently. He registered his company, and after some time, he moved to Port Moresby to grow the business further and take advantage of bigger opportunities. Some weeks later, Daniel had been accepted to work at Joseph's company, still unaware that the boy he had once mocked at Wewak Market was now the boss. One afternoon, in a small grocery store in Port Moresby, Joseph walked in, browsing the shelves. Suddenly, Daniel entered behind him, spotted Joseph, and approached him. "Hey, good afternoon, sir," Daniel said politely, nodding as he greeted Joseph. Then he turned to Maria, who had just noticed Joseph, her eyes widening in disbelief. "This is my boss," Daniel said, pointing to Joseph, "and I just got accepted in his company." Maria froze, her heart pounding. The boy she had once laughed at, the one she had thought was still struggling, was now the man in charge, her boyfriend's boss. She felt a wave of shock, surprise, and deep regret wash over her as she realized what she had missed and how far Joseph had come. That night, Maria could not sleep. Memories tormented her, her laughter, her choices, the brilliance of Joseph's rise. She sent him a message. "Can we meet Maybe start again? His reply came once. Sorry, I've moved on. Deeply wounded, Maria fell into despair. Overwhelmed, she turned to drugs and ended her life. Some days later, Joseph stood silently in his office in Port Moresby, staring out through the glass windows at the bustling city, cars moving, life flowing. Success surrounded him, yet his heart was heavy with the weight of memory. His thoughts echoed like a message to the youth of Papua New Guinea. I know what it feels like to fail. I know how it feels when people laugh at you, when even love turns away. But failure is not your ending. It is your beginning. Pain is only a chapter, not the whole story. If you are breathing, your future is still alive. Don't give up. Stand up, work hard, and write a better tomorrow for yourself. Before you go, remember, failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of your comeback. If this story inspired you, drop a like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss the next lesson.